Hello everyone, this is Kent Saldine, and I am going to show you a presentation tool called SOZI. SOZI is an extension that is installed inside. Well, you have to install it yourself. It doesn't come pre-installed. You have to install it into Inkscape. Inkscape is a vector drawing tool, very similar to Adobe Illustrator, except Inkscape is free. It's open source software, and then also SOZI is free. And I'm going to show you this presentation. Actually, SOZI is a presentation tool that's very similar to Prezi, P-R-E-Z-I, if you're familiar with that. This presentation was created using Inkscape. The graphics were created using Inkscape, and the background is basically it's just a photo of a crumpled piece of paper. It's a bitmap. And the reason I put that background in there is to give you a better idea of the movement, of the transition movement from slide to slide. Right now we're sitting on the last slide, slide 13. And we will move to the first slide to start this presentation. Excuse me. And to do that, I'll hit the home key on the keyboard. To move about in this presentation, you can use the right and the left arrow keys. The right arrow key will move you forward, and the left arrow key will move you backwards. The keys that you use are very similar to the ones that you use for PowerPoint or other presentation software. You can also use your left mouse button to go forward in the presentation. So let's move on with this. We're going to the first slide. You notice the transition movement. You can actually define that. You can define that with your SOZI user interface. Also the transition time. There's various ways you can make it look different. And then we're going to go to the next slide. So it zoomed out really quickly, and then it zoomed back in. Zoom back in. That didn't zoom out much. That zoomed in and then zoomed back out. So there's another different transition movement. And almost to the end. See how it spins around? Okay, the answer is SOZI, of course. So, there you have it. And we will move on and I'll show you more about SOZI. Thanks. Okay, now we're going to go and talk about installing SOZI, and then I'm going to go to just a brief demo. And so anyway, to get to SOZI, you just type in SOZI, and you want to click on the first link. Well, it's with this URL up here. And the first page, you'll see that they welcome you and tell you a little more about SOZI. This is a SVG file which has got SOZI in it, and it's a SOZI presentation, and they put it on. They had the right settings to get a auto movement. So it automatically moves from slide to slide. Okay, and okay, so the reason I wanted to bring you here is to show you where to get SOZI and to install it. Actually, you can download it. Where is he? Download it. Downloading the latest version there, and then you can download it here, I guess. And then you, well, it depends on what you have. If you have Linux, you can refer to this. If you don't, if you have Mac OS X, you can go down here. Windows is right here. I got a Windows computer, so that's what I use. And the first time I tried to install it, I had problems. It wouldn't. After I got it installed, SOZI would not work. So I tried it again. It still would not work. And I thought, oh, I wonder what I'm doing wrong. I knew that starting fresh would probably work if it was, if the directions were correct. So what I did was I uninstalled my Inkscape that I already had in, and I've had it in I use Inkscape all the time. Python, I have that, and then the other two I didn't really have, but I installed, or I uninstalled everything. So I want to just start totally fresh. I even installed, or deinstalled, or uninstalled the personal settings in Inkscape that I had. So once I went through these steps one by one and followed the directions to the letter, then it worked. Sozi worked. So let's go back and let's get into Inkscape. Here's the file that you saw in the presentation, and as you see, I do have a background on here. It's a bitmap. It's just a photo that's been imported in here. And the reason I do it is because when you move from slide to slide, it gives you a better idea of how the movement is flowing, whether it's spinning or going right, left, up, down, whatever. Each one of these slides is it's got a rectangle around it, a frame, and it's created by this tool. If you go to extensions, go down to Sozi, there's two Sozi items. I haven't really used this yet, but I will. You can add video and links. Go to Sozi. You can also add a link just within Linkscape, but I won't talk about that today. If you go into Sozi, you can see the scenes or the slides of each, of the Sozi presentation. What the what frame is this frame right here. That's the frame ID, and you have other information. We won't go into that because you don't really need to know that, but right now each frame is hidden on the presentation, but of course on your file when you're in Inkscape it's not hidden. But to make sure it's hidden, you click that. As on default, this will be checked, clip, and I'll talk about what that is. Timeout, that is default, is disabled, but you can enable it and you'll have your automatic function of your presentation. It'll move from slide to slide by itself. The transition is to the frame that it's talking about. So it would be the transition to the what frame or what slide. So if I'm if I'm at the last slide and I want to hit home key to go to the first slide, then that's when this transition will be taken into account. And this is a transition time of 2 seconds. It zooms in 25%, and then has I don't know why they call it profile, but I'd call it transition style, because it basically is talking about the movement from one frame to another, or one slide to another. And it has quite a few different ones that you might want to try. All these, and so that's, yeah, anyway, I like this one the best, speed up and then down strong. Then they also has a path, and that you use to get that path, you use your Bezier tool, and you create a path, and you find the name of the item that you drew, and you have to insert the name of that in here. I don't know if it's ID or what, but I'll talk about it in some other video if I get to it. So basically, and you can move these slides up and down. See this one? I just move the answer up. I'll move it back. And you add a slide by clicking on this. You can remove slides by highlighting whatever slide you want removed, and you click on that. You can copy or duplicate them and create new frame or add layer. You can also add layers. I won't talk about that in this video. Okay, so let's go into our file that needs to be altered. I think that I don't have any Sozi slides in here. Yeah, good. Okay. First, we just write our text or whatever else. I mean, it could be a picture or whatever. It could be a bitmap file and even videos. And then you want to always have your frame. Now this frame, it comes out with a fill. Well, you can have the fill in there and it will work, but you really can't, when you're working with the file, you can't see what's underneath. So, I mean, the reason it will work as in the presentation is because the whole frame is hidden. Well, I want to be able to see when I'm looking, all what's underneath. So I'll click no fill, and then it looks better, at least in my eyes, to at least thin that frame out a little. Okay, so there you go. Now, if the frame was upside down, let's say, because see, I drew it like this, from the top left to the top right. You can do top right to top left, doesn't matter. But once I have it created, if I put this upside down, then the view will be upside down. So sometimes you might want to do that, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just curve it here. I'll put a little of the red in there, because just make sure that red's in there. Then I'll go up here and I'll type in uses. I'm just going to use this font. I need to make it pretty. And so, as you see, I'm making the frame a little different. It's more boxy or more square. Then I'll rotate this more. Put it right here. Okay, and this is already there. Now it doesn't matter what color the frames are. They're not seen. Okay, so anyway, let's do the SOZY slides. Basically what you do is you click on the frame first of the slide that you want to create. Go into SOZY and add a slide. And then this has already got the frame ID for what. Okay? So just for your own information, you can put the title in there so you can easily know what you're talking about. And then, do we want to change this stuff? I'll leave the transition time. I'll increase this maybe 40%, so zoom in 40%. I'll leave this a constant speed, and I'll change it for the next one. Okay, go to uses, SOZY. Wait for that to pop up, and then add a title to that. I'll leave that clipped. On the next one, I'll unclip it. Speed up, then down, strong. So change the transition style or transition movement a little instead of constant. And then we'll go to the frame or the frame, and then put the title in. Let's see, I'll unclip this and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll do a different speed down then up, intermediate. Let's see, let's try that. I'm not sure if you've tried that before. Okay, then we'll go to the next one, and that'll be the end, at least for this tutorial, our last frame. Okay, and then we add free. Hide, and we will unclip it again, because I like the looks better with it unclipped. And then we'll do a speed down strong. It's probably not good in a presentation to have a bunch of different movements. I like speed up then down strong, but it's really what you're interested in. Well, for this one, zoom, we'll go negative 100 to show you the difference there. Okay, so now we will go and we will save. Then we will go in a Let me pause the video. So we'll go to the Opera, or the Opera browser. Not really going to the Opera. Oh no, I need to open, that's my older, or the original. So we'll open up this file, I think it is, into Opera. Okay, so you see that I don't have the background, and so this is the new one that we just did, or we did at least part of it. And it starts on the slide 1. Okay, so I will click the right arrow key and go to each slide. See, that was a constant speed. Did you notice that? Somewhat constant. And there's uses, and then I'm not sure why that's, maybe that was constant speed too. But that was obviously not constant speed. And here, look. What uses the free? Okay, so you notice the difference in the transition styles, or movement, transition movement. I want to see what each one of these are. Constant speed and number 1. Speed up and down. Immediate. Okay, so that's immediate. That's why I wasn't familiar with that, because I haven't used it before. So we go back to the reason I was looking to see what. So we go, what uses the. So that's like immediate. It just automatically appears almost, instead of doing a transition. And then this one is a zoom out 100%, I think. And then that goes back in. Okay, so thank you for watching. I'm adding a little onto this tutorial later to tell you about a few things. First, that in the beginning when I was showing you the presentation, the SOSI presentation, it seemed to be fairly smooth, and that's how it generally looks on the computer. And I recorded that part of the tutorial at a higher frame rate, or frames per second. So there's more frames per second that I was getting with my screen recorder that actually makes this video that I'm doing for you. Now at the end of the tutorial, there was you might have saw when I went through the presentation, just the short presentation of 4 slides, you might have seen how it was a little more jumpy. It wasn't as smooth. Well, that's because I reduced the frames per second to only 10 frames per second. So that made it look, even though it still ran fine on my computer as I saw it, it might have looked a little jumpy as you saw it in the video, or the tutorial video that I created for you. And also, I wanted to say that please subscribe and please like this video if you enjoyed the tutorial. And the reason I say subscribe is because I'm going to be creating some other videos, so I hope to create other videos as long as people like them and enjoy them and feel that they're actually useful. I'll be creating other videos about Inkscape and some other software, and also if you ever have been interested in creating your own website or blog, I have got an easy way of doing that, and anyone can really put a website or blog together. It's a nice way of saving a lot of money if you're wanting to start a business online or something, or create a website for your business that you already have. Anyway, well, I just wanted to say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you find it useful.